Hey guys, it's Becca, and it's Sunday. So here I am doing my Sunday video series, which I think needs another name again. Tried to do a park again, but no, people. So it seems that when I want to do a video, my backyard is the place to be. So I guess it's Becca's Backyard series. I don't know. Maybe my inside thoughts outside. I don't know. I'm working on it. It'll have a title eventually. Um, but in any case, I wanted to check in with you guys because it's Sunday afternoon and it's been kind of a crazy week for me, I think. Last time I spoke to you guys, I was making a video from DragonCon. And that was a really good time. I had a super good time, but it was exhausting. And anybody who reads my blog, you kind of know that I do the time around my travel really carefully. I usually take a day before I am physically traveling to sort of be down and relaxed and not doing too much craziness. And then on the flip side, when I come home, I try to, work remotely that day, or, take it really slow, whatever the case may be. But I usually, if I can take off and schedule in a day off, I usually do that for after I travel, because all of the sensory of the whole experience of being off my routine and kind of just being in unfamiliar territory, eating unfamiliar foods, and just the travel and sensory from all of that usually takes its toll for me. So my body needs it, my brain needs it, the whole thing, in order for me to be a good, a good me, the best me I can be. But it didn't work out for me this time. I was sort of heading to a deadline right before I left, and so that was really stressful up until the moment that really sort of I got even to where I was traveling to. And then after, I was supposed to have a remote day, and that kind of went all fluid because we had a semi-emergency that needed me to be there in person for a meeting, and so I didn't get my remote day on the day after, which meant like the whole week felt like I was chasing my own spoons all the time. I was sort of like, I would recharge as much as I could by doing little bits of self-care, and I'd sort of charge in and I'd get a couple of spoons back and then immediately kind of have to expend them. So I spent a lot of the week kind of down to 1 or 2 spoons, really feeling sluggish and almost like physically sick. I started to feel like I was getting the flu. I have no idea if that's a similar experience for anybody else, but I thought I would really try to give kind of a detailed experience of what that was like for me this week, to try to push through and make sure that I was still doing the things that I am passionate about, but not, pushing myself to a point of burnout. And it felt really precarious this week. It felt like I might not get away with it, actually, which is also familiar territory for me. Definitely before my diagnosis, at every job I would work at 150%, to my own detriment. Really just, seeking the new knowledge of whatever that new job was, and ignoring the social. But kind of as soon as that social game came into play and I became good at the job or I got the routine down, it would definitely become stressful for me. And that's kind of, it led me to those burnout places. And I felt that familiarity this week, that kind of, I know that feeling really well. And it was uncomfortable. But to me, in the end, that's one thing that I choose to do for myself that is a stress on me, but I have a really good time doing it, and it has its perks. And so in talking about all of the kind of repercussions of being away like that and how exhausting it can be, there's some really good stuff that goes on. So we were able to go there, and as many of you know, I have an emotional support dog. His name is Walter, and I love him very much. And he's adorable. You can follow him on Instagram if you want to. But a lot of people ask me where he got his name. And the truth is, he got his name for my all-time favorite TV show, which is Fringe. It's not on anymore, but if you missed it, you should watch it. It's excellent. You can binge it. And it's one of my all-time favorite shows. And so one of the main characters, and my favorite character from the show, was named Walter. Walter Bishop, to be exact. And that is Walter's name. That is who he is named after. And what's really exciting about that for me is that this time when we went to DragonCon, the actor who played Walter Bishop, John Noble, was there. And I was able to take a picture with him with Antonio, and I will show that to you now because it's super exciting. And then we went up to his table afterwards, and he spent some time talking to us. The nicest man ever, so cute, loved him, and he signed our picture. Really, really, really nice guy, and that was super amazing. You can't see it in the picture, but we were both wearing our Walter socks. And the coolest part about that was when we went up to get the picture signed, I brought him a pair of Walter socks. And so I took him his Walter socks, and he has his own pair now. So that was like the coolest thing for me ever. I really fangirled out. It was pretty amazing. So that is the good, cool stuff that happened for me. Oh, and the Walter socks. If you guys want your own Walter socks, I am selling them on my website. They were made by John's Crazy Socks, as you can see. Disability, cross disability, love it. And they designed them for us, and they put his little Instagram handle on there, so you can follow Walter on Instagram at SirWalterUnderfoot. But if you go to my website and you buy the socks, when I've sold them all, a good portion of the proceeds will be going to the Denver Animal Shelter to support adopting, because I think it's a pretty great thing to take an animal out of a really crappy environment and give them a life and give them a chance, and make them into the best dog for you they can be. And that's what Walter is for me, and I got him from the shelter. So that was the whole story of that. So yeah, there's some really rough stuff that comes out of, you know, trying to do this like disability balance with spoons and working and also advocacy, but also trying to practice what I preach, which is really to do that self-care stuff, and to make sure that you're having the fun in life and that you're doing things that keep you long-term sustainable, not just in the moment sustainable. And that's so I sort of have to keep that balance for myself, and it's not easy. People ask me all the time, you know, how do you do it? How do you do it? Well, I don't do it perfectly. That's the answer. I do it to the best that I can do it. And that's all you really have to do. So those are my inside thoughts outside. Maybe I like that. Here, and I just wanted to share them with you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm gonna keep them up because I'm sort of enjoying the challenge. Speak to you guys next week.